George, we're finally starting to get a handle on the old VS.
Yeah.
We were going to fit some fuel system parts today, but there's a few things we have to do first.
We were going to use a universal surge tank in the, pretty similar where the FGs put, the guys make the surge tanks up front.
Yeah, up front.
And and I was going to use a universal unit, but it didn't quite fit. So we've managed to get most of the fuel system parts that we require, but I thought, because we missed out on Ilias last time being here, we didn't have that idea. We didn't have the concept of drawing up and laser cutting and folding our own surge tank. I've decided to do all the measurements, send them off to him. So we're just waiting for that to come, so that way we can weld it all up and fit it and do the whole fuel system install in one episode as well. So I thought, in the meantime, I've managed to get Mitch down from Maculek. He's coming down to drop off a loom for us. So that should get us started.
Now, one thing we haven't actually touched on is what we're doing.
Correct. Yes.
With the ECU.
Yeah. Now, look, a lot of people probably think we're going aftermarket.
Yeah.
Like most other YouTube builds do as well. But the whole point of the budget build was to utilise the factory ECU.
We'll try and use OE parts where we can.
Parts wherever we can for as long as we can.
Yeah.
Not to say that we're not going to upgrade to an aftermarket unit later on, but let's test the limits and see how far we want to go. At the moment, with our current plans,
the Ford computer system can do everything we really need.
Pretty much, yeah. There's no limitations with what we want to do with it. And putting it in a conversion as a standalone unit doesn't need to move to an aftermarket unit. We have no limitations there. So I think we're going to be pretty sweet with what we're aiming to do.
George, we have just had a delivery from Premier Auto Trade.
Yes, we have. The guys at PAT have been very nice enough to help us out with Project NOMANG, and they have supplied us with some fuel system components. So
check it out. Let's have
a bit of a look.
Some Raceworks gear.
Yeah, we've got some Raceworks gear. So, got a fuel rail to suit FG manifold. We've got some 1650cc, 1500cc injectors, so they're going to work well, E85 compatible. A heap of fittings to help, some spacers, 2 Peerberg fuel pumps. They're going to be more than enough for what we want. Turbo Smart fuel reg, and some bits and pieces to put the things together. So this, with our custom surge tank, should be our fuel system sorted. I don't think we will have any fuel supply issues for at least 500-600 kilowatts worth of power. So, not that we're going to make that straight up, but future-proofing again.
Future-proofed, yeah,
future-proofing again. So, no, very big thank you to the guys at Raceworks and Turbo Smart, because Turbo Smart's also happy to jump on board with us as well. We're also waiting for an e-boost as well, so that'll be coming shortly. All right, so we've got Mitch from Maculek, and he's come down to give us a loom for Project NOMANG. So, Mitch, tell us what you got.
Got a loom here to make all the dose noises.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Just got a couple of wires, got to hook up, got your thermo triggers, your fuel pump, things like that, OBD2, pedal, shifter, all that stuff.
Just quickly, before we go into this detail, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
So, down at Maculek, we design and manufacture a lot of parts for the FGs, primarily FGs, but we do BA and a few other models and stuff.
Yep.
Intake kits, battery relocations. We do digital cluster dash inserts to suit the factory dashes.
Guys local in Victoria, whereabouts are you based?
We're Baronia, Victoria.
Okay,
so
nice.
yeah, southeast Victoria.
Yeah, all right, awesome, done. All right, so you've jumped on board helping us out with our project by supplying us you'd call the body side of the loom.
Correct, yeah.
What's the sort of expert level to wire something like this up for someone that might not have the skills of a workshop or an autolec?
So we try and make it as easy as possible. As you can see, we label all the wires. We do recommend basic
Auto electrical skills.
Yeah, you know, just the understanding of how a circuit works.
Relays and fuses and
exactly
stuff like that.
right. Yeah. So we wouldn't recommend it to someone that's just sort of walked into the automotive scene, but if someone that's been around cars a few years and they understand the concept of, you know, how fuses and relays and stuff like that work, give it a bash. As I said, we try and make it as easy as possible. Everything's labelled, so you can't really go wrong.
Now, Mitch, this plug here on Factory VS is inhibitor and reverse lights. Can we plug directly straight into that off your loom?
Yep, so that you've got the output here for your reverse lights.
I've got some Deutsches anyway, I might grab some Deutsches on that.
Make them look pretty.
Make them be pretty, yeah.
Yeah, very good.
If we're going to do it. It is budget, I guess. Look at these factory purchase books, mate. Nothing wrong with that. Look at this Tassie car, Launceston.
Poor old Gordon didn't know it was going to hit the van.
Yeah, got it. Poor old Gordon from Launceston. Hey, good stuff. I'm just fluffy taping it just to make it nice and neat and black and hide everything, and then that will run to the starter. No, reverse lights and inhibitor. Correct. So now we've got utilising the factory inhibitor and reverse light wires, and we're plugging the Mitch's ECU or body loom style plugs into that. So yeah, we're just wrapping it up and just keeping it nice and tidy, obviously, because she's budget.
Is that budget spec tape?
Yeah, it probably, yeah.
George, where are we up to, mate?
All right, so we need to go get some plugs and an engine loom and an ECU to finish this wiring off. So we need to get a accelerator pedal plug, an OBD plug, and a shifter plug.
So in a previous episode of Project NOMANG, George, we had Louis here, or Ilias,
yep,
doing some of that CAD stuff for us.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Now we've got some of it back. We're going to be fabbing up a bit of it in this
Yes,
set.
we are, yeah, we will. What we sort of missed out on the last episode, we ran out of time, and I did mention about the surge tank. We're looking at doing something. In between then and now, we've made some measurements, drawn something up for Louis to draw and laser cut and fold for us. He's done that in the meantime, so we've gotten the surge tank now available at our disposal, so we can obviously start fabricating that today, finalise that, mount that, because we want to sort all underneath the inlet manifold fuel system side of things before we can
bolt. There's a bit going on under there.
Yeah, so
to touch on that though, yeah, a bit like the standard Barra stuff, we've decided to keep the surge tank up the front of the car.
Yeah, it just makes life easier in regards to fitting off a fuel system, not having to run new, bigger lines and stuff like that. Obviously, having it drawn and available, we can remake it for anyone else that's interested as well. So it's come up real nice, tight, looks, fills that little void under there quite well. So I think it'll be interesting today to finalise it, get it mounted, and then move forward.
Are you going to blow the budget and get it powder coated?
Look, I've come into some money recently, so there goes the budget, and we're going to powder coat it, yeah.
Now, a few people are saying this is not a budget build. We are doing it on the cheap in terms of, let's be honest, we could spend way more money on this car.
Absolutely we could, absolutely.
But we're just doing things neatly and nicely. Yes, you don't have to get things like OEE powder coated, but
of course.
Why not just finish it off a bit better?
Look, at the same time, Luke, let's be honest, we're representing a brand too, yeah? I've got a reputation as a business, fullBOOST has a reputation as a media company. We want to make the thing look good. We don't want to be sloppy in a sense. And then people say, oh, that's rubbish. And
look, if you're getting some tips off this build, that's great for your own one. And look, you can do things a bit on the cheap if you want to. We've opted to keep the 6-speed in it, which has caused a few more, not issues, but
just hurdles, that's all.
Just a few little hurdles.
Obstacles, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You don't have to do that if you want to.
Of course,
but
absolutely.
we want the car to drive sort of factory-like. And on that, a few people are saying it's taking way too long. Just a reminder, George and I are not, well, I'm not working on it. We're not doing this project full time.
No. Look, we've got a business to run at the same time.
We've both got businesses to run.
Absolutely. So this is a thing that we do in our spare time.
And we don't live, we live on the opposite side of town to each other.
Of course, yeah. So finding the time to get together is a bit hard as well. Yeah.
So we sort of have to schedule it a bit. So there are a lot of little things on here, which, it might take a little bit of time, but it is what it is.
There's nothing wrong
with it. We never
it.
intended on slamming this car out in 3 episodes. So.
No. Well, we actually made it. We came up with the idea to make it longer in episodes for stretching it out, so we can, show people the processes and the procedures when it comes time to making doing a modification and seeing the results of it. So,
and rather just having parts appear on the car, we sort of would like to show people this is how
of course,
how it was done, and If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Oh,
It's a journey.
yeah.
Take
Anyway,
on the journey.
with that in mind, you should start crack open that welder.
Me, yeah, you should start watching.
So this was obviously made after we did our video with Elias,
Yeah, correct.
but he has got this folded up for us.
Yeah, so I just made some measurements regarding how much room we had in that area in between the engine and the rail on the passenger side. This is what we've come up with. So as you can see, everything's been laser cut and CNC folded. So nice, easy finish for me to weld with, nice and clean. That's all gonna go.
So you're obviously going to have to put some pumps.
Yeah, I'll be mounting the pumps underneath here. That's what we'll figure out today. But that, in a sense, will sit down in there like that, with
Yep.
the pump sitting under here.
Where would you put the reg?
The reg, we've got options on the firewall, up here, on the inlet manifold. We'll figure that part out later on. But our main concern today is to fabricate this up, mount it to the rail, and mount the pumps, and then possibly start running the lines to the factory fuel lines and stuff like that. So we'll do that, yeah.
Okay. Near the Peerberg ones.
They're the Peerberg pumps, yeah, that's what we're using. So we've got 2 of those. We're going to run them staged.
Oh, yep.
So because we're running the e-boost as well, we can run one under boost. So we'll run one under boost and one full time, so they're not always working.
So just fit the pump bracket directly to the
Yeah,
tank.
we'll weld it straight to the tank. We'll make that as an option.
So we might have to go down to Raceworks and just get a couple of
Yeah.
fittings.
Actually, what I can do, I've got a heap of these little bits too. I might be able to make it easier to weld, nicer to weld, rather than welding on the anodize. I might actually bolt that to there, and then I can just weld that to there. It'll be a little bit nicer and neater. Yeah, I might do that actually. I can do that. And then we'll go down to Raceworks and pick up a couple of fittings that we need to finalise that, and then we can get cracking. So let's do that. Let's call Jamie at Premier and see what he can do for us. Jamie, George, ProFlow man, how are you? Hey, can I give you some parts to put an order through we can pick up real quickly? Is that possible? Can you do me a 143-10? Do me a 133-10 by 2? Can I get 3 meters of -6 black hose in 120 series? All right, buddy. I'll shoot down and pick them up if that's all right.
No worries.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Just speed up a bit, bud. Come on. Just a standard Melbourne driving, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, watch the dog.
Just, buddy.
Take your time, mate. You'll be right. Cheers, mate. How you going? Jamie should have put an order through for ProFlow. Goodies, goodies, goodies. We've got some goodies. Beautiful. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, that was quick service, mate.
That was actually cool. Well, that's what happens when you ring through earlier, mate. It always helps. All right. Let's rock and roll. Back to the shop.
In our synthwave theme of the Project NOMANG, what on earth did you just buy?
I bought myself a 30 years late.
30 years later.
30 years late. Always wanted one as a kid. Never had one. Couldn't afford one in the 80s.
Just look.
Calculator watch. Calculator watch.
Showing your age, George.
Who needs a phone? The original smartwatch. Not this new crap.
Do you remember some people who were loaded had a gold one?
Yeah.
Gold
I
calculator
was actually
watch.
thinking about getting the silver one, because you can get
Yeah.
the silver one. But I think this suits my my lifestyle a bit better. Don't want to look too old.
I'm gonna have to get one now.
Dude, they're running out. I'm telling you, they're running out. So what I might do is I'll mount this first onto there.
Oh, you were talking about screwing it to a plate.
Yeah, so I'll do the plate, I'll screw it down, I'll do all that first. Then I'll tack it. I'll put 2 tacks here and there. I'll mount this where we want, we'll weld those up, take them all out, pull the tacks off, drill all the holes, put all that back, weld it back up.
So we've just got to make some brackets to fit.
Yeah, we'll just make a couple of quick little brackets to fit the surge tank to the rail. Drill, tap, nut, cert, whatever we need to do.